A major severe weather outbreak is unfolding today, and millions of people from Texas through the Midwest need to take this threat seriously. This is not a routine storm day. Two distinct and dangerous weather scenarios are developing simultaneously, and either one alone would be cause for concern. The first threat involves discrete supercells, powerful rotating thunderstorms, capable of producing large tornadoes. Areas like Oklahoma, Missouri, and much of the Midwest are squarely in the crosshairs this afternoon and evening. Some of these tornadoes could be long-tracked, meaning they stay on the ground for extended distances, dramatically increasing the danger to anyone in their path. The second threat is broader and affects an even larger area. Storms are expected to organize into a massive, fast-moving line capable of producing destructive straight-line wind gusts, large hail, and embedded tornadoes. When these two threats combine, the result is what forecasters call a high-end severe weather day, and that is exactly what we are dealing with. The Storm Prediction Center has placed a level 3 out of 5 enhanced risk of severe weather across a corridor stretching from Wausau, Wisconsin, down to Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. A slight risk extends from Michigan back into Texas, and a marginal risk includes cities like Dallas. This is a significant outbreak by any measure. One detail that stands out today is that the Storm Prediction Center has not yet issued a moderate risk, despite conditions that clearly support one. Forecasters are watching the situation closely. Widespread damaging winds, very large hail, and multiple tornadoes are expected from Wisconsin all the way down to Texas. If discrete supercells manage to hold together, particularly across Illinois, Iowa, Wisconsin, Missouri, Kansas, and Oklahoma, there is a real and serious risk of several intense, violent tornadoes. The single biggest concern today is widespread damaging winds. The highest threat corridor includes cities like Davenport, Kansas City, and Springfield, Illinois, located just west of Chicago. Within this region, there is a 45% probability of damaging winds reaching 60 to 85 miles per hour within 25 miles of any given point. Winds at those speeds can down trees, destroy structures, and turn unsecured outdoor items into dangerous projectiles. If you're in this zone, now is the time to bring in anything that is not tied down. Large hail is another major threat today. Storms are expected to fire as early as late morning, intensifying significantly by early afternoon. Hailstones the size of baseballs are possible in the most intense storm cores. Vehicles left outside are at serious risk, and anyone caught in the open could be injured. The tornado threat today is elevated and particularly alarming across eastern Iowa into southwestern Wisconsin. This is the zone where EF3 or stronger tornadoes are considered possible. These are violent, destructive tornadoes capable of leveling well-built homes and causing catastrophic damage. Even outside this highest risk zone, significant tornadoes are possible from Oklahoma City through Tulsa, Wichita, Kansas City, and northward toward Minneapolis. Timing is important today. Storms will begin firing around midday in the Midwest, with initial activity developing near Minneapolis and pushing into Wisconsin. By early afternoon, storms will rapidly develop across Wisconsin and Iowa. These will quickly become fast-rotating supercells, capable of producing large hail and tornadoes with very little warning time. By mid-afternoon, numerous supercells are expected to be active simultaneously. Some of these storms may remain discrete, meaning they're isolated enough to maintain their full rotating structure. That is when the tornado risk is at its highest. A discrete supercell has no competition from neighboring storms and can focus all of its energy into rotation. By late afternoon and into the evening, storms will begin to consolidate into a large, fast-moving line. This squall line will be capable of producing widespread damaging winds and embedded tornadoes, especially as it pushes into Illinois and approaches the Chicago area. This line is expected to remain dangerous well into the nighttime hours before finally weakening after midnight. Nighttime tornadoes are especially dangerous because they are harder to see and, honestly, many people are asleep. Make sure your weather alerts are turned on. In the southern plains, the timeline is slightly later. Storms will develop along a cold front extending from Kansas into Oklahoma during the afternoon. These storms also have the potential to produce tornadoes, including strong ones. By evening, a large line of storms will organize across the region, bringing significant severe weather before gradually weakening overnight as it pushes toward Texas and Arkansas. Today's atmospheric setup is particularly favorable for tornado development. Strong wind shear, robust low-level rotation, and ideal wind profiles are all coming together by early afternoon. These are the ingredients that meteorologists look for when assessing tornado potential. And, today, nearly every box is checked. The environment strongly supports the development of strong, long-track tornadoes, especially across Wisconsin, Iowa, and Illinois. Farther south into Missouri, Kansas, and Oklahoma, EF3 or stronger tornadoes are also well within the realm of possibility. If you live anywhere from the southern plains to the Great Lakes region, today is not the day to be complacent. Have multiple ways to receive weather alerts. Do not rely on sirens alone, as they are an outdoor warning tool and may not be heard indoors. A weather radio, a trusted weather app with push notifications, or local television are all essential tools today. Know where your safe shelter is before storms arrive, not during. USA Storm Center will be tracking every cell, every warning, and every major development throughout the day and into the night. Stay close to your local National Weather Service office and follow real-time updates as conditions evolve. Looking ahead, the threat does not completely end after today. Tomorrow brings another round of severe weather, this time focused on the Ohio Valley. Cities including Cleveland, Columbus, Cincinnati, Lexington, Pittsburgh, and Buffalo will need to monitor conditions. The threats tomorrow are expected to include scattered damaging winds, some hail, and the possibility of an isolated tornado. While it will not match today's intensity, it is still a day that requires attention. By Sunday, conditions are expected to settle down, and the severe weather threat will diminish for several days across most of the country. Today, however, remains the critical focus. The combination of violent tornadoes, destructive winds, and baseball-sized hail across such a wide geographic area makes this one of the more significant severe weather events so far this year. Take it seriously, have a plan, stay informed. This is USA Storm Center, and we will keep you covered every